With the final Season 7 drop, we got a host of new updates. That includes the planned future patches, as well as what we might see throughout the Season 7, and even upcoming to Season 8. Additionally, we might see the finals on a handheld device, and a few additional shop changes that we'll have to look at. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, World Utopia here, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. So first up here, we'll go over what's been happening with the last community streams. Now we did have 2 of those, and there was a few mentionables during those streams. This first one, I'm actually surprised they haven't talked about or haven't disclosed over on the YouTube channel. They had this one on the Twitch stream. I would really love for them to put this on the YouTube because I think a lot of people actually don't know what's going on here. But for this first section, they went over basically everything we're going to be seeing with Season 7 and beyond. Or one of the major things they talked about was a planned destruction update. And they show off this short little clip. I do believe I might have mentioned this on stream and maybe another YouTube video, but essentially they have been deploying a new destruction level system where you can see in this short clip here the crane will now smash through multiple levels of an actual building. So they have been adding even more realistic destruction, even though the game already has the pinnacle of that. So it's pretty insane there. This also will apply to buildings that collapse. Just a really cool one there. Again, I really wish they would just put this one on YouTube, because I do think this is a major highlight, and there's a ton of things in here. Again, maybe I'll go over each and every single one of these in a future video, but there is a lot of new changes and some really cool updates to Season 7 and beyond. With that, we had some additional clips here. Now this one is quite the massive one and a huge undertaking that they've been able to accomplish, but it looks like they might have been able to achieve elimination cams. Both Rob and Oscar were answering questions during the live stream, and they both mentioned that we might be seeing elimination cams between Season 7 and Season 8. So essentially right before the majors. Now I know some of you have pointed out that we didn't really need those essentially, and while I do agree on some of those points there, I do think this is quite awesome to actually have, and it is a massive quality of life change. Essentially, if you didn't know, it is extremely hard. In fact, I don't think any other game has figured it out, how to get elimination cams to work in a dynamic environment. It is essentially, it seems like almost nearly impossible, as the game can't just hold data to record all previous perspectives. It has to replay essentially what just happened, meaning that it would have to replay the entire destruction environment. So the fact that they were able to accomplish this is absolutely insane. Again, we'll have to wait and see if they do come around. They do mention this was a massive undertaking, but the engineers and programmers have figured this one out, so we might be seeing this sometime soon in the near future. Again, just quite awesome that they were able to achieve this. Moving on here, we had another clip with Oscar and Rob, and that discussed the potential of the finals coming to a handheld. Probably guessed this one by now, but the Switch 2. Now nothing is confirmed here, this was really just them discussing and talking about that. Someone asked how is the Switch 2 port coming along. However, they mentioned that there wasn't anything that they had to announce just yet, and this could be something that they don't even have done or planned yet. Although Rob did tell Oscar to call up the other engineers and actually tell them that they're working on this. Again, nothing concrete there, they haven't announced anything, it might not even be in the pipeline, but it seemed like it could be very possible as the finals is on PlayStation 4, and the Switch 2 is more powerful than a PlayStation 4, so it could be very much likely going to a Nintendo Switch 2. And with Xbox Game Pass and everything coinciding with Nintendo, we really could see the finals going to another handheld device other than the Steam Deck, of course. Would be really cool to see the finals kind of market even further and get on a Switch too. Moving on here, we had some additional questions. This one was pertaining to the Season 7 preview event stream, and this one comes from Darkest Ninja, where he does go on here to say, can you turn off some skins for the random skin thing, like you don't get the basic ones in rotation? And yeah, if you didn't know, in the customization screen there is a new random button there, and that essentially will just spit out a random cosmetic that you have and apply it to either a weapon or a skin. I've seen this question asked a lot, and I've seen it on the Reddit and the Discord as well. People just want to have it where they can favorite different skins, so those will go in rotation. Rob actually does respond to this, saying that it's not going to be in 7.0, as we saw, and wasn't in 7.0. This was with the preview event stream. However, they are working on that, but they don't have a current ETA. Still cool there. Seems like we might be seeing this sometime in Season 7, although we're not for sure. But it's still nice to hear that they do have this one in the pipeline. Now, I know it's been a while, but it looks like for the EE Hunters, we are getting some new additions. This question comes from User 8, who asks, how many new EEs will we have? And Rob, of course, does answer here, saying there are some huge ones in the pipeline that you can either activate or unlock on this new map. One is available off the bat. Right now in 7.0, there is a brand new Easter egg. There's also one that's going to be in 7.3, again in 7.6 with the mid-season update, and a last surprise in 7.9. So a ton of brand new Easter eggs coming to the finals and this new map. Super hyped about that. I know the EE Hunters will be as well. If I have any more updates there, I will try to include that and bring that to you guys. But I think that's quite awesome. I'm really glad that they are honing back in on those Easter eggs. I know the EE Hunters really enjoyed the Dolphin Charm stuff. That was super fun there. Which, speaking of the Dolphin Charm, it actually goes really well with a lot of the new customizations in this Battle Pass. As this post says, for those that are unaware or new to the game, you can claim a free Dolphin Charm by inputting this code below. You will have to do so on the Finals Embark website. And it is actually a fully animated, pixelated dolphin here. Again, this pairs well with a lot of the cosmetics in the Battle Pass. So if you haven't already and you need to redeem this or you are a newer player, I'll include both the code down below and a link to the website to do so. You will have to sign in with your platform, either Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam though. That does cover for most of the stream mentionables. We have a few additional ones here, some official and some community updates. This first one, if you haven't seen the finals, actually did jump to number 11 in the world and number 8 on Steam US top sellers. Now again, I mentioned this on stream, but essentially that was why they had the Battle Pass be paid for, at least with cash to help boost these numbers here. Or essentially in-game purchases do not count to this list because they are in-game purchases, so they can't be tracked by different platforms. So this did help them jump up in those Steam charts there. Really happy to hear that, and that's quite awesome. Again, I still do think that the $30 bundle for the Battle Pass and the Ultimate Battle Pass is worth it. As someone did mention though, the finals jumped up 75 places, so I do think this one is pairing very, very well. Speaking of the store and the overall bundles there, several skins actually did get upgraded to Mythic tier. This was a discussion back then. There was a lot of skins that actually should probably be upgraded to the Mythic tier. It does look like they have now been upgraded, with Loop de Doom and the Handheld Hero Pack being upgraded to the Mythic tier. These are also now being considered a limited offer, and if we look at the bottom here, the limited offer says 33%, essentially the price off of the current price or what it is right now. So this Handheld Hero Backpack is 400 multi-bucks, but looks like after this limited offer, it's going to be at 600. So all the skins that have been upgraded are considered their limited offer right now, and essentially you are able to snag them at a cheaper price. So if you wanted any of these skins that did get upgraded to the Mythic tier, I would snag them now. They at least gave you some leeway time here to actually snag those up before those did increase in price. At least seemingly so, since it does say limited offer. There was one last thing to go over here. Now this one is more of a rumor overall, but it looks like Tencent might be gearing up to buy Nexon, and this could go for a $15 billion deal. Now again, this is pure speculation, and right now it just looks like Tencent is studying them. It doesn't mean that Nexon will actually sell for this, it just means that Tencent currently wants to buy them for that. A lot of comments here mention this would be a huge ordeal, as of course Tencent is a Chinese company, while Nexon is a South Korean company, and it is essentially the conglomerate over in South Korea. So it might not happen. This is a much larger deal over there. I do think this does have a lot of good positives to it. If you didn't know, Tencent basically owns a lot of the gaming industry. Some of your favorite games were made under them, like BG3. They even have a portion into Epic Games and Fortnite. There's a ton of games that they have, so I wouldn't worry too much. And if anything, this will just be more of an investment there. And if anything, could potentially help the finals budget even more. But just figured I would include that just in case anything does happen over the next coming weeks. We'll have to wait and see on all that. Of course, always with some last minute mentionables here, we do have that showcase from the finals runway star models page. Or first up here, we have one from Funky T. No label for this one, but I would consider this one kind of a witch or wizard build, but in a military fashion. This one is still very unique and a few offsets here, but I do think it works overall. Next up here, we have one from XRA, where he does try to make a Call of Duty bundle skin, which is the Rhodian Burger Town skin. I think it's actually pretty close, and these colors do mirror very well. Of course, you can only utilize so much here, and I think this is actually a really good attempt at that. Next up here, we have one from GrimWill87, who calls this one Count Ripper. And man, again, some of these skins really do belong in the store as a full bundle. This one especially, I could see. This one I think looks absolutely fantastic, and even highlights a little bit on the red coloring here. This one is super good. Next up here, we have a frequent returner, Leviathan. He's always got some of the best cosmetics here, calling these ones Black Ops. And he did 3 different outfits here for the heavy, light, and medium. And he really does hit home on each, really kind of matching the Black Ops aesthetic. So again, another great one from Leviathan. Last up here, but not least, we have one from AA Sharp, who did some combinations here with Ngmo skins and the new Wheel of Trust. At least back then, it was the new Wheel of Trust. And I actually think he made this one work. It does look a bit odd overall, but it actually kind of works. So a pretty decent one there. Overall, should about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and until the next one. Deuce!